Mattgic TV, my name's Matt. You are about to see a presentation of the con from Dead Rebel Magic. Check it out.
I've been doing some more research. You remember we talked before?
Can I just ask one question before you get into the research? Just one question. On a waffly bollocks rating scale, going from 0, where you just like go, hey, think of something, this is it, to 10, where you give me a 20-minute presentation of spirit guides and fucking Jamie Dawes inspired bollocks. Where are we?
It's probably about 7.
Oh, Jesus. Go on now.
I have to give you some backstory to what's about to happen.
Right, go on.
You know JB Ryan. You don't know him personally, and he's dead now. But you know who JB Ryan was.
Invented the ESP symbols.
Existential perception. He invented the ESP symbols and stuff. And he was doing loads of experiments on ESP symbols and on people using the ESP symbols back in the day, in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
And then in the 1980s, a very famous scientist that you might not have heard of, this is true, a very famous scientist, his name was Peter Venkman.
Oh, for fuck's sake, he's talking about Ghostbusters, isn't he?
He used
I
Dr.
have
Peter
seen
Venkman,
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, he was using those ESP symbols to pick up women. Just saying. Carry on. Dr. Ryan, ESP symbols, 1800s.
Dr. Ryan, well, he was kind of like, late 1800s, early 1900s.
So basically around about when Peter Nardi was a kid.
I'd say, like, Pete was probably like late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, probably that.
I'm sorry, Pete. Love you, dude. He started it. He led me down the garden path. I had that. What other answer was I going to give? But he was doing stuff with ESP symbols and getting people and getting to look at these things and then tell them what they saw out of the images and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. There was another guy around the same time. He started his experiments in 1887. His name is Percival Nevin. Right? No, you wouldn't have. He was so JB was over at Duke University in America. Miss Dr. Nevin was in the University of Central London around the same time, and he did things ever so slightly differently. So he had one example that he tried to do, and then he did something very different after that. But the way that he kind of got people to try to tap into, he was obsessed with the whole, you've heard that the humans only use 10% of their brains, right? Yes. So there's 90% of your brains that's still left up for grabs. And he was trying to figure out a way of tapping into that extra 90% to get people to do things without realising that they were doing it, and this whole existential perception that JB
You're basically just describing the plot of Limitless.
To be fair, I've never checked the credits for Limitless, but there's the very strong possibility that it came from the story of Dr. Percival Nevin, because it's a very similar kind of thing. Okay. So he was using electrodes on the temples and literally giving people electric shocks to the brain to try and tap into this extra 90% of so there was no pills and stuff back in the day, but he used to like hook people up to these electroshock devices and shock people in their brains to try and activate the extra 90% of the...
And were you forcing people to do this, or were they signing up?
No, they were signing up of their own...
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? The advert that went out to the newspaper.
I'm not entirely sure.
Need people to be researching an experiment, pay given, and you turn up in the room and it's like, right, okay, so I'm going to hook you up to that machine. What's that machine do? Oh, yeah. Not important.
Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. You know what I mean?
I'd be soon like, fuck off.
Yeah, it's like late 1800s. What are they going to do? You know. But anyway, there's tests and stuff that we can try to see if you have got any, because apparently over the last 100 years or whatever it is, our brains have evolved anyway, and we may actually be using more than the original.
Can I just point out, if you pull out some electrodes from that bag, I'm fucking right now.
Damn it! You might as well unplug it. Anyway, there's one test that we can do. So to see how tapped in you are, and then there's something else that we can do afterwards. So what I need to put your hand out for me.
Yep.
Don't look at this. Close your eyes. Look over the other way. Just grab a hold of that. Hold on to it tight. Put it in your pocket, or sit on it, or whatever. Just don't look at it, but just hold on to it. So you know it's there, and you know I'm not going to be switching anything in later on. Okay. In here, as you can see, that it's completely empty.
Yep.
But I have 4 poker chips. Have a look at those 4 poker chips. Make sure they are all different. They don't come apart. They haven't got any special magician stuff going on. They're just 4 old school poker chips.
They're more like wooden discs, aren't they?
Well, that's what old school poker chips were.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. There's nothing special about them, is what I'm getting at.
No.
No? Okay. Drop them into the bag. Now, for the rest of the time, I don't want you to look at the poker chips, okay? But what I want you to do is... Oh,
you did that with the power of my mind.
Yeah. Shake them up. Reach in, grab one. But don't look into the bag and don't choose which one you're selecting. Just reach in and grab one without you realising which one it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So shake up the bag. Don't look in the bag. Reach in and grab one. You may have to test your editing skills with this one, Mike, and just cut all this crap out. Do you want to just pick a fucking poker chip?
Oh, right, okay. I'm going to hold it in my hand so no one can see it.
No, you can show us.
Oh, can I?
Yeah. Put it down on the table. Perfect. Do it again. Just take a poker chip.
Okay. You said mix it up.
Don't look at it. Just take one. No, show us which
You told
one
me
it
not
is.
to look at it.
Which one is it? Perfect. Excellent. Take another one. Take the poker chip.
Okay.
Show everybody what the poker chip is. Perfect. And then obviously there's one more. Yeah?
Yes.
You pick that one first, that one second, that one third, that one fourth. Yeah?
Yes.
Perfect. And there's nothing else in the bag. We're not messing around with anything. Okay, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Are you happy you picked those out in a random order?
Yes.
And there's no way that anything could
No.
have influenced you to pick them out in that way?
No.
Okay. Do you know there's a side? Do you saw the side pocket where I got the other chip out of?
Yes.
Just open the side pocket. There should be a card in there. And there is literally, you can check everything. There's no hidden compartments. There is literally just one card in there.
Yep, just
you
one
can
card.
open up the rest of the bag, have a look inside.
good,
You happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
There's literally just one card in there. And what does the card say? I haven't touched anything.
The third chip down will match the chip in your pocket.
So the third chip down will match the chip in your pocket.
And it does.
And it does.
Sickness.
So that was the con from Dead Rebel Magic. Go and check them out. What an amazing company. deadrebelmagic.com, and we will see you soon.